Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, so this is just going to be a divine masculine check-in, and I'm just going to dive in and see what is it that the divine masculines are on the edge of processing right now. Okay, we definitely have the mask and the one. So the mask showed first. We often think of a mask as something that conceals our identity, yet contemplate the possibility that the mask permits our true identity to be revealed. It allows. The mask gives voice to that which was previously rejected. When this card appears, enact the side of you that is seeking expression, yet was never given a role to play in the stage of your life. You are in the realm of theater, so anything is possible. Speak with the other's voice, embody the other's limbs. You are taking part in the ritual of expanding the self. There may be mischief and deception around, and others may be trying on new masks too. No one is sure who is who. It's likely you have become so attached to a single mask that you need to fall face forward into this perception-bending time. Trust it. I'm going to actually clarify that and see what is this role that the masculines have not adopted in the past, that they are benefiting from seeing themselves through that lens at this time. Ooh, emotions, King of Cups. This is the floodgate of emotions coming out, and unconditional love, feeling good enough, feeling safe to express emotion. This is tearing, crying, bawling their eyes out. The masculines are going into what it feels like to express emotion. Yeah, so yeah, this is like floodgates of emotion opening up for the masculines. Wow. Okay, the one is the other card here. Our ability to experience this archetype firsthand is limited. It comes in brief and potent moments that we are left to savor for a lifetime. The one is both the energy that unites all living beings and our capacity to sense this intimate union. This archetype eludes us most of our lives, appearing as a concept in a distant galaxy. Yet when we are in the midst of its power, a solemn reverence falls across the land. We glimpse ourselves in the vastness of all consciousness and are neither small nor large within that field. We are neither important nor unimportant. All duality fades away, and we are left with what is the precious knowing that life is a gift, and we are both the giver and the receiver of this fortune. I just want to say, I have a dear, dear friend who is facing end of life with his cat today. His cat fell sick the same day that Suka had her accident, and Chester is transitioning today, so everybody send a prayer. But yeah, that's the most immediate correlation with this energy for the masculines that I'm aware of, and this preciousness of life and the emotions. Masculines that are allowed to feel. You're allowed to feel these emotions and not be guarded, self-conscious about that. Okay, so let's see what we can for how the masculines are processing emotions and the sacred aspect of life. This is what it comes down to. You know, this journey removes all of the barriers to just accepting the sovereign, the sacred nature of life. All of the rules, the regulations, and conditions, they're all constructs that miss the point. We're alive. We get to be in this dimension, experiencing all the tenderness here. That's what really matters. Anything that stops us from remembering that is not necessarily what we can focus on or what we need to concern ourselves overly on at any given moment. Okay, so thank you, Divine Creator. What can we see for the masculines experiencing this new emotional vulnerability about the sacred reverence of life today? What is the instruction we can see? What are the feminines meant to know energetically about this process for their counterpart? And what do both need to see regarding the foundation here, the shared space, the support, the flow of energy between the two, the baseline? Okay, conscious mind regarding these connections and how the sacred reverence of life and emotions express. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. The masculines are realizing that they are strong enough and whole enough to process emotions on their own without having to be mommed and coddled. It is ironic to have to go through some of life's most tender transitions and not have a parental figure or somebody bigger than us holding us in that space physically or in the way a child would need to be held. We do have to come into our own and mature. And the masculines are seeing the love of the feminine, of you feminines, without needing it to be a hindrance or an immature experience. They're coming into their own, knowing ultimately they don't need something outside their connection to source for that. They're seeing the slight cracks in that foundation that would have somebody revolve around them and keep them safe externally. There's a tender becoming here where they're seeing what the value of the connection is and where they have put too much burden on the feminine to soothe them or to resist the feminine if the feminine wasn't able to soothe them in the way their own connection to source could soothe them. There's a coherence card. Supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality we desire. So there's a little bit of a head versus heart assessment that's coming to light about the feminine energy and the role of the feminine energy in the masculine's life regarding what is of benefit for the feminine to contribute as far as nurture, contribution in general, and what the masculines would feel more empowered to activate within themselves. So the head resists. The heart knows the feminine love is there, but the head has been resisting the feminine so that the masculine can come into their own. I believe the masculines are becoming conscious of the fact they don't need the feminine, but that any show of connection in flow, when it's aligned, is what love is about regarding a sovereign counterpart. That they have more resilience within them than they once thought, and there's a rite of passage here with this emotional vulnerability where the masculines are giving themselves permission to feel their own emotions. They're not needing the coddling of the feminine to help assist that. It's now a different thing, is what I just heard. What do we need to know energetically? Autonomy, self-fulfillment, non-reaction. And so yes, we can have reverence, we can have honor, we can have affinity, alignment, empathy, but we don't have to carry others' karma. We don't have to pretend we can make anything better for anyone else aside from just being there. There's nothing anybody can really do for another other than just be. And so any unrealistic expectations are being released. And there is a cracking open I can feel right now. That we're all in this human condition. We're all facing the sacred aspect of the reality of the rareness of life, the beauty of life, the fragility of life, the plight of life in this dimension. The baseline is that we're opening to a more presence. Instead of being so hell-bent on manifesting certain outcomes and attachments, we're seeing that those can wait. What is going on right now is where it's at, is what matters. There's an immediacy, a presence, a coherence, a reality hitting here on the conscious mind. The support, the integrity, the alignment is evident in this energy today between the counterparts about the journey. I'm hearing the cracking open of the masculine's hearts, this outpouring of emotion, the sacred aspect, stepping into uncharted territory with expression. The unconditional love of the feminine is assisting the masculines here to be safe to voice emotion. What can we see for the masculine's view of the feminine? Wow, justice in the upright and discernment. So it feels good and right and true and balanced in the physical. There's a indication of balance between the two. The masculines are seeing the feminine as their justified counterpart here. Discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet compassion and wisdom. Right, so there's a balance here. They see that you are very discerning, that they have been discerning feminines, and that it is a perfect collaboration, a sovereignty. There is an honor. There's a justified honoring respect. There's a chord that has been struck here that is right. And there's an acknowledgement from the masculines that you meet them there, feminines, that you are true, that they are true. What is the energetic card? Journey, exchange, transference. So it is this journey that has helped bring both into this orchestration, this balance. What can we see for, humility and strength? This is overcoming the devil energies and being in the empowerment, in alignment with eternal love. Bygones are being left in the past. Bygones be bygones. This is peace. This is a peace that's coming in, that is illuminating to the masculines today that this is a righteous connection. There is a sophistication to this connection that has been hard won, not just within the dynamics of these connections, but in the life paths leading up to this. This is really the cherry on top. This is someone who gets it, is what I'm hearing. There's a humble acceptance that there is such a deep admiration, and that the soul frequency, the masculines are seeing their feminine as having qualified and expressed a knowing of the resonance of the two, a deep, profound, shared acknowledgement What are the masculines feeling on the heart space? Well, there's the devil energies and grace. So they're hurting right now. They are feeling very entrapped in circumstances right now. They feel forsaken by the divine in some ways. It's very difficult. The emotions are opening. It's like all of the times where they have felt alone are coming up for consideration at this time. Forsaken energy. Grace supports our smooth adaptation to and anticipation of life's currents and changes. As we evolve towards a higher version of ourselves on this earthly plane, bringing the divine with the human essence. Yeah, so there is a cracking open. The devil is the gates of matter, of the physical, the limitation, and this grace is about to come in on the heart space, and you feminines are a support, a stabilizing factor, an external beacon of this grace in this time of need on the heart space, for the masculines to come into vulnerability, to adopt a different mode of living, to revere the sacred aspect of life. There's a transcendence here that is about to bring in a greater understanding of the nature of reality. There are a lot of expanded cosmic interpretations of the masculine scenarios that are going to be realized by them in the coming days and weeks, I just heard. Where they will be looking at things from a higher vantage point. What is the energetic card? Seal of clairsentience, which is our knowing. Clarity, knowledge, channeling, and unification. So there is a coherence coming in where mind and heart are allowed to sing a duet into this reality. The masculines don't have to be compartmentalized into just the analytical. They are engaging their emotions with their expression and expressing their knowing that is deeper than just an analytical assessment of reality. There is more of an expression here that allows for a softening, a tenderness, expression. What is the advice? There's going to be a pause for integration here. Things have happened in the energy that has put a pause on the connection, a pause on forward motion in life. The Hanged One is when the universe puts us in a headlock and we're forced to see things from a different vantage point. This emotional permission that's coming in is a new way of looking at coping, of looking at situations, of interpreting the meaning of what is going on in our reality. There's a revolutionary way of assessing life right now that the masculines are being ushered into, a more grace-filled, softened way of telling themselves what's going on, especially where intimacy factors in with you as their counterpart feminines. What are the masculines feeling on the heart space for their feminine? Oh, they're feeling very overwhelmed right now. There's a lot of anxiety, confusion, stress, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to soothe themselves at this time. They are in overload. Things are difficult because of whatever is coming to highlight. And the sixth chakra, so the energy of the third eye, supports our inner sight and intuitive abilities. Because they are left to grapple with whatever they are emotional about right now, it's going to differ for each. They are having to attune to their own intuition to navigate this without external support. This is a proving ground, a resilience, a test of resilience that the masculines are undergoing right now, to find those pathways of connecting dots and having compassion and seeing grace and revering the sacred nature of life. What can we see for the energetics, spiritualization of matter and reflected light? So all these themes of animals that are going on in my immediate energy, and many of your stories that you've shared as a result of Sukha lately, these things, but in our journeys, in our shared journeys, but in all of creation, we're seeing this reflected spiritual reverence of life through everything right now. We're not just confined to our own egocentric view of existence. We are developing and dropping the barriers between other, whatever that is, our animal companions, our counterparts, our friends, our families, our situations, our co-workers, our nations, our countries, our planet. We're dropping the barriers. We're coming out of the isolation. We're seeing self in other. We're seeing the divinity in other. Not just humans. We're seeing that sentience, that life force in other. What is the advice? This is our mission. This is our purpose. This is our torch to bear. This is our inspiration to come out with this sacred reverence of life, the meaning of life, the fragility of life, the presence of life. This is supporting us to get real in a very honoring way. This is an inspired, life is too short not to live my best life, to manifest what my heart is telling me is right for me, to go towards life and aliveness and love, and not to be jaded, not to be suppressed, not to be playing small. This is the budding resilience coming into these connections, into our mode of living. What are the manifestations the masculines are looking at right now? Oh, 10 of Swords. In their darkest hour, they're employing kindness. If it's not kind, it's not a priority, I just heard. Kindness reminds us to be considerate and wise in our interactions with others and ourselves, and to find the root of our love through our connection to Source. So in this darkest hour, the masculines have their connection to Source, and they are being kind. They're no longer victimizing or being victimized. They are now looking at everything through compassion, through kindness. We've got the heart chakra and the throat chakra colors here, which is compassion in action. It is the voicing of the heart. And so there is kindness here. The masculines are being kind on self, kind on other. They're seeing the factors at large, an overview, where they're no longer blaming and condemning. They're seeing kindness. They're seeing how much heart the good people in the world employ on a daily basis, and how much people are trying to do their best, and how much growth is happening in themselves, in their counterpart. Masculines are really having a heart opening right now about the interdependence of life. They are vowing to be more real, more open, more sensitive, more aware, more compassionate, and more kind themselves, to repay the kindness that does not have to be offered, to allow it to be a free-flowing thing. They're now seeing that nothing is owed to anyone. We're never guaranteed tomorrow. They are asking for forgiveness for having hardened hearts. Oh, for being callous, for being rigid. The masculines are being kind to themselves when they have needed to cope and survive and not been able to be more open. Rescued reflections. So we saw etheric reflector, this spiritual light in everything, and now we're redeeming that. We are saying it's never too late. It's never too late to see it now. I was blind, but now I see. And so yeah, there is a real eye opener happening for the masculines right now, and it is tender, it's cracking open, and it's rippling through the dimensions. And it's the sweetness of life in moment to moment, to the appreciation of what we do have right in front of us, the love that is available now, not some distant thing that can come, but now, in every regard, now within ourselves, now within our counterparts, now within a stranger on the street or a dear companion animal. It's now. There is a walking away from anything that is not direct value added emotionally, and an inclusion of what really matters. The 8 goes to the 9 of Cups, and that is the heart. Connecting with our heart so that we can advocate on behalf of our heart without the convoluted distraction energies or the hardening. This is like the way that we conduct ourselves when someone could say the road to hell is paved by good intentions, but it's not actually adding value. The 9 of Cups is when we take matters into our own hands and we go for what we do have within our control, or what we can fully engage in, what we can feel wholeheartedly. Those things are our specialization. When we're people pleasing or deluding ourselves or callous, we are doing things that are technically well-meaning or we think will produce results, but it's not heart-based the way that we're moving into in the age of compassion. What is the action the masculines are taking right now? They're doing their best in the physical, and look at this, we've got divine feminine showing up. So they're integrating their divine feminine, their softer, their emotional self. They're giving themselves permission to be embodied. But this is also divine feminine, their counterpart, coming into focus. Divine feminine supports our soft, receptive, and nurturing side, facilitating our intuition and intrinsic understanding of our connection to the cosmos. As the masculines include this softness, the grace, they see you in a new light, feminines. This qualifies them. Seal of evolutionary colors, progressive awareness, multi-directional change. There is a major change point here that is allowing the masculines to embrace their feminine and let their feminine be. Wow, we got the 3D card again. In the material realm, there's teamwork here. Masculines and feminines, and this shared, aligned foundation, this teamwork. There is a conviction to live life true coming up here in the energy, and to course correct, to come into alignment with those that know what it's all about. And the masculines are seeing more so than ever that life is too short to have all these excuses not to go towards somebody that is on their team like this. What is the biggest challenge for the masculines at this time? The Star, finding hope, course correcting, tapping in to their deepest truth and connection. There's intimacy issues coming to the surface today about letting their feminine in, letting life in, letting full aliveness in, reverence in. The frequency of connection supports our ability to find alignment and resonance with others, things, and ideas. Connection, so it's feeling. The masculines are having a major awakening regarding their emotions. This King of Cups with unconditional love, just floodgates opening, the dam is bursting. The masks are off, but there is a new permission to express an aspect that the masculines have not freely expressed in the past. Chamber of Incantation, Invocation, and Ceremony. There is a rite of passage happening right now, ushering the masculines into more of an integrated whole expression. Feminines, you don't have to do anything. You have the ability with all of these tools that you've been cultivating to bear witness to your masculine going through this rite of passage, for your connection to be going through a rite of passage. There is more than meets the eye right now, and there seems to be this convergence. It's coming into the physical from the energetic, and it's blossoming energy here. And the revelation of it will roll out through the rest of this life and through all of eternity. And so right now it's about not forcing anything and allowing this revelation to continue. What is the solution to opening to connection? Well, communication here is on the table. Also the Two of Wands, stepping out of comfort zone and beginning to open up and communicate directly in these connections. I'm hearing masculines, your feminines are your greatest ally. And this teamwork that's starting to come in, because the energetic awareness, the emotional resonance, all of it. Masculines, your masks are dropping, your blinders are coming off, and you're seeing your feminine as the one person qualified to match you in the level of grace and compassion that you're opening up to. Also, the perseverance, the resilience, the overcoming, the warriorship. Your feminine is that warrior and also is that safe space alongside you. The energy of the throat chakra supports our ability to communicate clearly and truthfully. So stepping out of comfort zone, this is essential communication from the heart and soul that is in the works, developing. This emotional transparency is moving through the density so that there can just be straightforward, soul-to-soul conversations that are grounded, realistic, practical, and true. But there's a lot of safety measures and constructs and barriers that are falling rapidly right now. We have Chakra Kabbalah, spiritual path, life lessons, and karma. So this is the tree of life. Taking root, reaching to the skies. This is the expansion. The deeper the roots go, the taller the branches stretch. And so this is another growth spurt. What can we see as the advice? So continuing to let go of everything that is fluff, that's not adding value, that is extra, that is not important, that is not essential, and focusing on what really matters. Just minute calibrations, moment to moment, day to day, that don't sweat the small stuff more and more, that really focus on what really matters, that doesn't get into drama. We've been refining that, we've been releasing that, keep doing it. And this clears the way for essential connection. What is the direction in the near future? Queen of Wands. There is a peaceful acknowledgement of the feminine's embodiment and able to hold space. There's balance coming in. So your masculines are going to see you not just for your incredible magnetic physical appeal to them, but your soul resonance that knows, that gets it, that knows. Your masculines are going to acknowledge they don't have another person on their radar that knows in the ways that you know, the ways that the two of you share the knowing. Balance, so this is inner, outer, yin-yang, supports our ability to find harmony with all aspects of our three-dimensional and multi-dimensional layers of reality. So the masculines are seeing both of you coming into this balance, whether that's material realm circumstances that are changing and shifting, emotional, mental. They're seeing it as a work in progress. They're seeing it coming into focus. They're seeing you as having done a whole ton of work, feminines, to be at this place of compassion and patience and grace. What can we see for the energetic card? Multidimensional consciousness, holographic information, star body matrix. So this is the fractal template that is emanated into the collective mind that gives humanity permission to be whole and to revere life. What is the advice? This is the great revelation. This is the emotional awakening. This is the changed behavior. Beautiful stuff. Let's see what we can get. One more card for actually the masculines. Universal understanding, objective observation. So masculines, you can now observe the unfolding of reality and not be ego aligned with the temporary nature, to get wrapped up and pulled into going through the motions. There's much more of a sacred aspect that is being revered. I mean, these words are just constant in this reading. And for the feminines, ecstasy, rapture, flux, amplification. So your masculine is rising to see reality from this vantage point as a way of life and meeting you there. This is an amplification when two are aligned in this level of sight. The navigation of the 3D becomes a whole different process. This foundation of this energetic assessment of life that exceeds, transcends the mundane, becomes the new driving reality and backs everything that can now be activated and manifested together from that place of the reverence of life and the moment. Oh, okay, many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.